Yeah, okay, I think I'm live. Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back to Cracku. Let me know if I'm able to hear, if I'm audible clearly. Hi Vishakha, hi Jay. I'll finish uh, my water. Yeah. Hi guys, good evening. So we have the session on logical reasoning today. We are covering up we are doing basically the revision for all the important topics. Yeah, yesterday I think the revision was done for data interpretation, and my friend covered a lot of types of DI sets that could be asked. Today we will be covering logical reasoning. The session will be covering important mainly the topics that we have seen in sample paper uh, that is released by IIM Bangalore. I hope that you guys have been preparing well for the exam. It is in like next 2 3 days, 3 4 days only. If you guys are facing any issue, I would suggest you guys that we have this WhatsApp group. Please join that WhatsApp group. For the link you can find in the disclaimer. You can ask all your doubts here. If you still face any issue, you can ask. You can call us on our support helpline. You can also mail us. The team will help you. We are there for you. You can ask all your doubts related to the exam, or how should you prepare in these last 3 4 days. You can ask all your doubts there. Also, for the people who this is the series that we are following. Currently we are following the revision series. Yesterday we have done data interpretation. Today we'll be covering the logical reasoning. We have another revision. I think this topic is incorrect. So yeah, we have revision that VRC revision, and then we have also quants revision, that is arithmetic. So all in all, by your exam, we'll be covering all the important topics revision. So you can have a quick recap. Also for the students, we have also earlier we launched 5 IIMB UG free mock tests. We have included two more free mock tests, and those two mocks are based on the sample paper that IIM Bangalore released. All the questions, the difficulty level, the type of questions, all those questions are exactly similar. So I would highly suggest you guys, if you have not appeared for any mock, first appear for these two mocks. These two mocks are going to be very helpful for you. It will help you analyze, okay, what kind of questions can be asked, how should you attempt the exam. If you have already appeared for these 5 mocks, very well, you can attempt these two furthermore. Or again, these two mocks are also free, so you don't have to pay anything, or you don't have to do anything. Just go to Google, search for Cracku IIMB UG free mock test. You will get the first link. Go to this link, and then you can appear for these mock tests. The mock test is of 2 hours. Also, the marking scheme is also the same pattern for these two exams. The students who don't know, the marking scheme is +3 and -1. +3 is for every correct answer, -1 for every incorrect answer. So also be aware that there is a negative marking. So don't be just attempt any question which you don't know. Make a very calculated guess if you want to make a guess, but don't attempt a lot of unnecessary questions. It will lead to a lot of negative marking if there is no logic behind attempting. So for all of these things, I would highly suggest you guys to appear for these two mock tests, specifically last two mock tests. So with that, we'll start our session. In between, if you face any issue, you can ask. If I study only these revision topics, will that be enough for you? See, all these topics, we are covering all the conceptual topics. You can do a lot of practice also along with this. I would suggest you guys to do some more practice. We have daily targets. Appear for those daily targets. You can also appear for past daily targets, because going through the videos and applying the concepts are two different things. If you are watching the video, this is very well. It will revise your concepts, but in the exam you actually need to apply the concepts, and that will come when you have done a lot of practice. So I would suggest you guys to do a lot of practice in these last 3 4 days. How to practice and from where to practice? Number one, appear for the daily targets. Second, appear for these mocks, very important. See where are the gaps and then try to fill the gaps in these last 3-4 days. Okay, so we'll start with all the important types of questions. We'll start with the exact kind of questions that are asked in the sample paper. The very first is arrangements. Generally, we assumed that arrangement would be a kind of set that would be asked in the exam. But when we saw the sample paper, it was basically individual questions. But these questions are not at all difficult. These are easy questions. All you need to do is basically make an arrangement of the question, of the situation that is given in the question. So what are arrangements? Basically, there are 4 types. You have a linear arrangement first. Linear arrangement refers to a specific format. Generally, they are in straight line format. That is, you can be said that there are 10 people who are sitting from left to right. So they will be 10 seats like this. So this is one of the kind of linear arrangement where the sitting is done in a linear form. The common question can be asked that there are 10 students who are sitting from left to right. There are 10 students are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I and J. Then you are given some additional situations like A is sitting to the left of B, and then it can be further, you are given some more clues that C is sitting to the left of A is sitting third to the right of B. These kind of questions where you have first the situation or basically the setup, and then you are given some clues. So first, linear arrangement is in one form. Second, we have circular arrangement. Let's change this to white, it will be clear. Circular arrangement is like the 10 students, the same 10 students are sitting on a circular table. So if you said that they are sitting in a circular table, let's reduce the count. Say there are 8 students and they are sitting on a circular table. So how will you make the sitting arrangement? So this will be something format. This will be the format. So we have a circular table and then there are 8 seats. It can be said that B is sitting between A and D. So B is sitting here. It is sitting between A and D. We don't know who is to the left of B. It can be A or it can be D. Or to the right. We also don't know. So this can be the setup. Whenever there is a circular arrangement question, you need to understand one thing and make sure that you clarify this. Where are the people facing? If people are facing on the table but they are facing towards the center, then it is fine. Their left will be this, their right will be this. But if they are facing outside the center, let's say this is the person, let's say the person is B. Let me remove this. This person is facing outside. Then this person's left will be this and right will be this. So whenever you have circular arrangement question, just make sure to check that where are the people facing. So these are the 2 popular kind of arrangement questions that are asked. Another one is like floor based or rank based. It is nothing but rank based is like there are 10 students. Let's take up a shorter number. There are 5 students, A, B, C, D, and E. A is heavier than B. So A is heavier than B. C is the lightest one. So C is the lightest one. Something kind of order. Who is the heaviest? Who is the second heaviest? Who is the third heaviest? Who is the fourth heaviest? Fourth heaviest can also be said as second lightest. And then fifth heaviest would be the lightest person. So this kind of order, when there is specific attribute, this attribute can be of height, this can be of weight, this can be of age. So this kind of attributes can be given and you need to arrange them or basically rank them. Similarly, there is an arrangement for floor based. Basically there are 10 floors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and on each floor there are 10 people who are living. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I and J. And you are said that A is sitting 2 floors above B. So A is sitting 2 floors above B. This first floor above, second floor above. and then you are given some more clues. So this floor and rank based kind of arrangement is like this. You basically order them in a particular kind of rank. Then we have matrix and grid based. Grid based is nothing but which is in a form of table. For example, let's say a classroom. We have, let's say, a classroom which is a 4 by 4, and we need to arrange sitting such that there is an exam, and then you can be said that A is sitting to the left of B in the first row, in the second row, something like this sort. So it is kind of table arrangement. So these are the 4 popular kind of arrangements that can be asked. I'm sure that there are going to be at least one question, because we have seen one question in the sample paper also, and that question was also not difficult, it was easy. So if you practice a few kind of arrangement questions, sorry guys, I'm sure that you will be able to solve the arrangement based question. Let me know if you guys face any doubt. I finished all the mock tests. Can you suggest me some more mock tests for another 3 days? Please send us a message on the WhatsApp. We'll see if we can provide you some more mock tests. Otherwise, you can solve also the daily targets. They are also of the same format. Practice of mock test and revision videos are sufficient for clearing the exam. Practice of mock test, yes, but some more extra question also. Hi Vishakha, let me know if you face any doubt. I started preparing recently. It's okay. You still have 3-4 days. If your basics are covered, if your aptitude is fine, then I think I would say that appear for a few mocks. I started preparing 1 week. Can I crack it? Definitely. There's basically, if you are, it will be testing a certain level of aptitude. So if you have that, and if your concepts are clear, and the topic is also not going to be very difficult, it would be of your mathematics will be of up till your 12th class only. If you are good at it, so quant will be good. For logical reasoning, we are covering, as you can see, it is also not very alien. This is usual only. It's like a puzzle. You are given a puzzle, you have to solve this. Similarly with verbal, it would be like, I saw the question, there were 2 RCs, and RCs were also very short. Then there were some para-jumble based questions and all. So if your English verbal ability and comprehension is decent, then I think it is easy for you to crack the exam. Just appear for a few mock tests. You will realize where do you stand. So yeah, these are the 4 kind of questions that are asked. I would say that if you are weak at a particular concept, you will get to realize that when you solve some kind of questions, and then you will see, okay, these kind of questions I am not able to see, then I would suggest you to watch videos of that particular topic. But if you know that, okay, this is a topic which I am very confident about, you don't need to watch those topics video. Okay, so how do you solve such kind of arrangements? It's simple. First, you see the setup. What kind of setup it is? Is it a circular based? Is it a linear based? Is it a rank based, or is it a table based? First, understand the kind of structure that is there. Second one, use the clues. It is said that A is to the left of B. It is a direct clue. Okay, make it somewhere. Or if it says that A is at the extreme end, then it can be at the left extreme end or at the right extreme end. These are kind of very direct clues. So just use them. Second, then use their relative clues. What do I mean by relative clues? See, I say that A is to the left of B, and I also say that B is between P and Q. Now if you notice that in first clue I say that A is to the left of B, and in the second case I give a reference of B which is somewhere related. So I can relate these 2 clues. So always remember to solve such kind of questions using combined clues. First clue is direct, then you see when a relation also between 2 clues, just join them and try to make the possible situations. Third one, it is very, very important. If you know that there can be 2 cases, make the cases and try to solve it. Ultimately, one of the case will get eliminated. don't be hesitant of making the cases. If you are sure that, okay, if I say x is to the extreme end, one of the extreme end, so it can be either left extreme end or right extreme end. It can be, let's say, 1 2 3 4, let's say this way or another way. Just make the cases and try to solve, put all the clues in both the arrangements and see which one satisfies. If one of them gets eliminated, cool, you are left with the other one, mostly that would be the correct one. So whenever you have the options, make the cases. Fourth one, again I said in the previous slide that whenever we have circular based, remember that where they are facing. It can be also in the linear arrangement that you are said that, okay, some people are facing south. If people are facing south, then also their left and right get changed. Their left will be this, their right will be this. So remember to check this, check that where the people are facing. These are the important stuff that you need to analyze, judge the question based, the arrangement questions based upon. So yeah, this was the arrangements based question. Can you suggest some important topics? Okay, for the people, yeah, is calculus included too? Yes. Nothing given properly. See, if you notice, there were some questions based on limits, functions, trigonometry, matrix. These are the kind of questions that were asked that you would have covered in your 11th and 12th. Next we have, yeah, Vishaka, after doing all the important slides, we will have question at the end. Yeah, we'll do the questions. Okay. Now, second important type of question. We saw two questions based on this only. That was Venn diagram. You were given direct Venn diagram. You would need to identify. You would need to understand the Venn diagram and answer the question. We have two set Venn diagram. Two set Venn diagram is nothing but basically two attributes. Let's say if I say that there are 10 students and they play cricket and football. So we can make two sets Venn diagram this way. Let's say this group says that the people who play football. This group says that people play cricket. Now I can make four possible cases. First case, the people who play only football. That would be this case, only this part. Then there will be second who play only cricket. This would be the second part. Then we have third case where people play football as well as cricket. This will be this third part. There will be one more case. Many people forget this case, which is the fourth part, which is none. It means that there can be people who don't play any of the game. That would come somewhere outside. So whenever you have two set Venn diagram, you usually get this kind of figure, which is this way. These are two attributes. Three set Venn diagrams comes, you have one more Venn diagram here. That comes here. Let's say the three attributes are, this is, let's say, football, this is cricket, and this is hockey. And this was the exact question that is asked in your sample paper also. It says that we have, so basically we get how many areas? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. The 8th one is the one which is for none. So we have first who play only football, which is this part. Second, only cricket. That is second part. Third, only hockey, which is this part, third. Now we have football plus hockey only. Only football and hockey, not the cricket one. So fourth. Fifth one, football plus cricket. which is the this part. We have sixth, these two, only cricket and hockey. Hockey only, that would be this sixth part. And then we have the middlemost part, which is all the three games. Seventh one, all three, which is this part, seventh. Then we are left with one more part, that is N, none. There can be some people who don't play any game at all. So this is the Venn diagram. I'm sure that if you have appeared for the sample paper, you would have seen such kind of question, where some figure were given like there are 8, there are 9, there are 7, there are 6, there are 5, and you are asked some value. So these kind of questions asked, and you have to just understand how the overlap is working. This part refers to only these two, this part refers to only these two, so this way. Then we have overlapping sets, which is, as you know, this is the overlapping part. These parts are overlapping, where two attributes are combining. There are some kind of questions that is at least and at most question. That is basically, we say, if I say here, how many people play at least 2 games? Now whenever we have the at least case, just make the sub cases. If I say out of these 3 games, how many people play at least 2 games, then what could be the possibilities? The people play exactly 2 games, and the people who play exactly 3 games. So whenever we have the case of at least, we just make the sub cases. So at least means at least exactly 2 or exactly 3 games. We are not taking any attribute more than 3. We consider for maximum 3 attributes. That's why maximum 3 games, whenever we have the case of at least. On the opposite, we have at most case. Let's say at most 2 games. Then we have first case, where 0 games. The people play no games. Then we have the number of people who play exactly 1 game. And then we have one more case, because we are taking at most 2, maximum 2 games. The third one will be exactly 2 games. This is the one for Venn diagram. At least and at most case. And then we have these cases that only, that I want the number of students who play only football. That means first part, that is 1. Then both, that A and B. Here we have 5 as well as 7. Neither, all three will be the middlemost part. So whenever you have such kind of questions, just make the figure, put the values, and then see what is asked. In today's class, we will be having questions of Venn diagram. Don't worry guys, we'll be creating some more informations based on how to appear for the test, how to attempt the mock test, and how to manage the how to do the time management in the actual exam. We'll see if we can make a video or we can do a live session with you guys. I'll put this with the team, and they'll see if we can do anything for you. Okay, so yeah, this was about Venn diagram. Then we have simple questions based on coding decoding. Coding decoding is nothing but you hide the actual thing and put something else in place of that. For example, we have substitution coding decoding. Basically, good, food, healthy. There are 3 terms, and they are hidden by these 3 other terms. But we don't know that necessarily good is equal to the first one. It can be that they are jumbled one also. Similarly, we have eat, good, always. They are also hidden with some other terms. And again, we don't know whether they are jumbled one or not. So we identify the common things. That is, what is the common between these two? We have eat, good, always. We have good, food, healthy. in between these two we have good common. So we have only one thing common. It means one of the terms will be common in between these two codes also, and that common part is pa. So we can say that pa refers to good. So this way, whenever you have substitution kind of coding, always see what is the common part and which is matching. Here, in these two sentences, the common part was good, and in the codes, the PA word was common. It means good refers to pa. So this kind of coding can be asked. This is one such example of the coding decoding type of question. I personally saw the sample paper and I found at least 3 questions based on coding decoding only. So it is highly possible that they are going to ask, and they are going to ask in different formats. So these are the popular 4-5 kind of formats that we are explaining here. So you can see and try to guess, okay, this is that kind of decoding, and I can solve it this way. So whenever you have this kind of, just try to find out the common part. Next we have alphabet. That is, you change the orders. Basically, not the orders, but you basically move the alphabets. So we have cat, and this cat is changed to FW, FDW. It means for each alphabet, you made some changes. Now, how do you identify what changes are made? The very best solution is just try to figure out for each term that C comes at the 3rd position, F comes at the 6th position. So there is +3. Then A comes at 1st position, D comes at 4th position, again +3. T comes at one of the position, W also come. You will observe that there is +3 or something like this. So if you notice, all these 3 alphabets were added 3, and then the next alphabet after the resultant alphabet is replaced. So this way you are just change the alphabets by adding or subtracting something. Popular orders are +1, +2, +3, -1, -2, -3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. This kind of orders can be there. That one number is added, one number is subtracted, and something this sort of. Then we have pattern and operation coding. That your word is changed to some other value. The word is road. It is changed to 49. Now, very logically, the word changing word to a code, the best way is finding out the order of that alphabet in the list of A, B, C, D. For example, A comes at 1st position, D comes at 4th position, O and R also come at some position. Then you will see, okay, this comes 49. Either by adding, either by multiplying with each other, you get this code. Similarly, you get this code for some other value. Mostly they are based on adding or multiplying. So whenever you have from word to a code, just write down their values and then try to observe, is it coming after multiplying, or is it coming after subtracting and something sort of. Okay, so one person asking, will all 3 sections be given separate times, or is it all allocated in 2 hours? Basically, you are given complete 2 hours, but within the exam, the sections have different timings. I'll tell, for verbal, you have 30 minutes, you have 15 questions. For logical reasoning, you have, I think, 15 questions only, again 30 minutes. And then for quants, I think you have 30 questions and 60 minutes. So you have to be quick. You can't waste a lot of time on one of the questions, because otherwise you will be able to under attempt in one of the section. Attempting very well in each section is very important, because that will make a balance. And we are also not given any information about the cutoff, but most likely in such kind of exams, specifically we have seen in management exams, that the exams conducted by the management B schools, that they have sectional cutoffs also. So it is important for you to qualify for each section, at least bare minimum marks or cutoff. No, there is no access time. I think that there will be some access time only for the PWD candidates, but that is also we have not seen any official. I am not sure if there is any, but for normal candidates, I think there's definitely no additional time. No such information is made available. You have fixed 2 hours. Okay, so we have matrix coding. Matrix coding again is based on a tabular form. So you can be given that we have A, B, C, then 1, 2, 3, and then you can say A1 refers to P, A2 refers to Q, and something kind of. You are given basically these kind of charts, these kind of tables you are directly given, and from that you are asked the coding. For example, B2 will refer to Y, and then you will ask A1, C2, something kind of what will be the value, and then you have to see and just put the values. This is one of the easiest kind of coding decoding we have seen. Next we have word to word coding. We have basically in this kind of coding some operations are made. If you notice these two, the S first letter comes at the third position, then M is the first position, second one comes at the first position, AR goes at the last position. So you have to perform a particular set of operations. That if you notice, if I take another word, let's say apple, and if I do it this way, S, which is the first one, goes at the third position, so A goes at the third position. M, the second one, comes at the first position, so second one is P comes at the first position. The next two goes at the last position, so PL will go at the last position, and we will be left with E. So if we change according to this form, we'll get this number. So you are given some analogy, kind of analogy, and you have to see, okay, what operations are made, and you have to make the same operations in the actual question also. Shreya, you cannot move between the sections. First you have to complete one section. You will be allotted 30 minutes. Once the 30 minutes are over, I mean for VARC and LR, once the 30 minutes are over, you will automatically move to the next section, and then you are not able to go back to the previous section. So you have only 30 minutes. For those 30 minutes for VA verbal section, 30 minutes for LR section. You have to attempt that within those 30 minutes only. You can't go back and move to the next section. So yeah, these kind of questions were there in coding, decoding. Basic approaches, how do you solve? We have compared the same words. If you are given same two words with analogy, let's say X, Y, Z refers to A, B, C. Just compare how they are arriving. If you compare, you will see, okay, this is a +2, this is -2, this is +1, and then you will have to apply the same operations in the word that is asked. We have note the positions. As we said, just check how the positions are changing. Look for patterns. It can be possible that I will say A, X, Y, Z. This code becomes Z, Y, X, A. Basically, I reverse the order. This is also a kind of coding. Basically, the pattern is changed. Alternate letters. You are writing AX, YZ, X, Z, A, Y. You written these two alternates first and then other alternates then. Vowel count, how many vowels are there, consonants are there. If you notice these things only, you will realize, okay, this is the pattern. Last we have in the coding, decoding, that first one. This one, just map. We had the good common and PA common. So map them. Yeah, so whenever you have sentence coding, you are given multiple words and their codes, just try to map that. What are the common things, how they are making a sentence. So these are the kind of different approaches for coding and decoding. We have one more topic, which is blood relations. Now basically in blood relations, you are asked questions based on, you are given some relations in the questions. For example, A is the brother of B. B is the brother, sister of C. C is the mother of Y. Y is the sister of Z. So this way you are given a you are given a complex uh, family tree, and then you are asked what is the relation between A and Z. These kind of questions are very popular in competitive exam. For that, all you need to do is how I solve. I solve is I try to imagine on my family, and then I try to connect the relation. For example, A is the brother of B. So I will say, okay, I am A, my brother is this. This is one of the way that I do. How you can solve? You can make a rough figure. For example, you can make generations. A is the brother of B. So A is the brother of B. It means A and B are siblings. B is a sister. B is the daughter of C. B is the daughter of C. So C comes in the previous generation. C is the sister of X. C is the sister of X. And I also do this way that if there is a male, I try to put a square. If there is a female, I try to put a circle. There is a lot of confusion. Let me see if you have doubt. No, not any. Guys, we have a lot of people watching. There are 29 people, but we have only 12 likes. I would suggest you guys to please like. It will help us a lot to reach out to other people's also, other students also. Please like. Okay, so whenever you have such kind of blood relations, try to make the generations. It will help you a lot, because then you can see, okay, where the chart is going, where the diagram is going. Then you can easily map the relations. Second one, you can use these short tricks. For example, making a square and circle for male and female. It will help you. It will reduce the chances of confusion. So these kind of questions can be asked, and we saw one question in the sample paper also actually. So we know father, mother comes parent, brother, sister, sibling, son, daughter, child, uncle, aunt, parent side sibling, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, spouse, siblings. These all things we already know. These things will be mentioned in the question, so you can easily understand. Okay, this is these are siblings. This is brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law. So this is going to the mother side, father side, and so on. We'll solve a few questions based on this. Next we have, okay, this is the, now we are going to do a few critical reasoning kind of questions, and then we'll move on to the questions directly. What is critical reasoning? Basically, you are given some information, and you, on the basis of those informations, you make some arguments or you make some conclusions. Okay, so and the relation, the whole setup is called an argument. Based on some information, you make a conclusion, and this whole setup is called argument. And you basically analyze the arguments. That is called critical reasoning. For example, let's say I say all humans need water to live. That is true. All humans cannot live without water. And Maria is a human. Now what can you relate? All humans need water to live. Maria is a human. So we can say Maria needs water to live. So basically we had these two premises. Basing these two premises and connecting them, we can make a conclusion that since Maria is a human also, she also needs water to live. This is our conclusion. And these were our premises. Now if we judge this argument, this whole argument, that would be called critical reasoning. And there are some elements to it. That is, from a specific argument, we try to find out assumptions, we try to find out conclusion, we try to find out the inferences. Those are the kind of questions that are asked. These are called verbal critical reasoning. You are given a statement, you are asked, okay, what can be logically concluded from it? And one of the same kind of questions that were asked in the sample paper, that was course of action. A question was directly asked where you were given one statement, or basically a situation, and then you were asked, okay, what is the correct course of action? So we have a few setups. We'll cover them quickly, and then we'll move into the questions directly. The first one is assumption. Basically, assumption is nothing but something which has to be true for the argument to work. And it is not mentioned clearly, but we already assume that, we know that that is happening. For example, online classes improve performances because students can rewatch the lectures. How can online classes improve performance? Because students can rewatch the lectures. So within this assumption, we can definitely say that students actually watch the lectures, rewatch the lectures, because students can rewatch the lectures, and that's one of the way to improve the performance. So for the students to improve the performance, there is one way, that is students have to rewatch the lectures. This is not mentioned exactly. We are said that students can rewatch the lectures, but we can assume that for the students who are improving the performance, this is one of the way. So students are rewatching the lectures. So this is how assumption is directly not mentioned, but you have to deduce it. Similar to assumption, we have strengthening and weakening. Basically, you are given an argument. Now there can be some statements who support the argument, who say yes, this is the actually thing, and some of the statements can be no, you are saying wrong. That is called weakening. We have any arguments, and if we support that argument, that is called strengthening the argument, and if we reject the argument, that is called weakening the argument. For example, we have jogging daily reduces stresses. So we are saying that if I do jogging, my stress level will reduce. Jogging helps reducing the jogging helps reduce the stress. Now if I strengthen, how do I strengthen? How can I say, okay, no, yes, you are saying correct, when I give some kind of proof, or if I am giving some support. So this statement, if you notice, a study shows joggers have lower cortisol. Cortisol is a hormone which reduces the which shows less stress. So if joggers, the person who jog, shows lower cortisol, or basically lower stress level, it means that jogging really helps. So I am basically supporting the argument. How can I weaken the argument? How can I reject the argument? By saying that jogging increases injuries and stress levels. I am saying that jogging reduces the stress level. That is my argument. But the statement says that no, jogging increases stress levels. So this statement is basically rejecting the argument, that whatever you are saying is incorrect. So these are the two kind of strengthening and weakening questions. We have inference also. Inference is basically nothing but something is not mentioned, but we can deduce it. We can say, okay, this is not mentioned, but I can understand, yeah, this is the case. For example, the GDP of some country has grown by 15% during the tenure of current political party. Okay, this is the highest growth during any tenure over the last 100 years. Okay, so the growth in GDP during the tenure of we are saying that, okay, because while the current during the current political party, the GDP of the country is growing very well. It has crossed 15%. It has never happened in last 100 years. So my inference can be that GDP growth during the current political party is extraordinary, because it is unusual. It has not happened. So I can infer that yes, it is extraordinary. But this thing is not mentioned. But we can say that because the facts mentioned in the statements are proving this. The GDP growth in during the tenure of the current political party has extraordinary. It was not mentioned, but the facts were given in this way. So we can deduce them. Okay, yes. So two questions we have. First question, will the question in the actual exam be a little easier compared to the questions in the mock test? I hope so, because earlier when we were designing the mock test, we also didn't have a precedence. So we tried to make a mixed kind of mock test. But when we got the sample paper, we created the last two mock tests based on actual sample paper's difficulty. So you might see a difference, but I would say that the more or less the actual exam paper will be of similar difficulty level as of the last two free mock tests that we have added, that is mock test 6 and mock test 7. So that is why I'm also forcing a lot of you guys to put second question, can you weaken an argument by inserting a redundant sentence or actual condition? You are putting any statement which is saying that whatever the argument is saying is incorrect. Any statement which says that, which mentions that but with any evidence or something that whatever the argument is saying is incorrect, that will be considered as weakening the argument. So yeah, inference is basically not mentioned, but we can deduce. Last two we have, the first one is conclusion. Conclusion is nothing but when you combine a few sentences and then make a conclusion. That is, students who sleep less perform worse in the test. Basically, the students who don't focus on their sleep and who sleep less don't do well in the test. And most college students don't sleep well. So they are combining two and saying then most college students don't sleep well, they sleep very little, and the students who sleep less perform worse in the test. So college students also perform worse in the test. College students also likely to perform worse in the test. So basically they have combined two and make a conclusion. That is a kind of conclusion based statements. Then last we have, this is the last, after that we are solving the questions. That is course of action, and that is exactly what was asked in the sample paper. That is, if you are given a situation and you are given a few actions and you are asked, okay, if you are at this place, what will you do? In that case, you have to take very logical and feasible actions. You can't take very extreme actions. For example, let's say there is a water shortage in a particular area. Then can you pass a rule that you will be having only, every person in that area will be drinking only 1 liter of water every day? You cannot pass, because water is a necessity. You cannot make such extreme kind of action. You will see how you can arrange. So such kind of actions are called very extreme. You need to take some actions based on the condition so that the condition can be improved and the actions are logical. A course of action is a logical, practical step recommended to address the problem stated in the argument. For example, the statement is, a rise in road accidents has been observed in the city due to speeding. People were doing a lot of speeding at high speeds, and that is why there are a lot of road accidents. So now you have two options. Let's see what actions do you choose. First, increase speed monitoring and install more speed cameras. So if there are more speed cameras, more monitoring, they can catch them, they can find them, so that people will be in fear and they will reduce their speed. So it seems a very logical. So yes. Another action, ban all vehicles that go above 60 km. Now they are doing overspeeding, yes, but banning the vehicles which are going above the speed is very extreme step. There can be some emergencies that they have to speed up. There can be any medical emergency. In that case, this action will be very senseless. So banning all the vehicles is very extreme action. Hence, this is a invalid case. So I hope that you understand what is the valid and invalid course of action. Valid is the one which is logical. Invalid is very extreme or illogical. So this was the all-in-all class for logical reasoning. We'll see, can't hear. Let me know guys if you are able to hear me. If you face if others are also facing issue, we'll discuss with the team. Okay. Okay. We'll move on to the questions now. So this is the first question of the day. This is based on arrangements. I would suggest you guys to take up the pen and paper. If you're starting the preparation now, and if you're live on this class, I would suggest you guys to please solve this question. If you're able to solve, answer. Thank you, guys. Answer the question in the chat. you have 2.5 2.5 minutes. This is based on arrangements. Let's see how many of you are able to solve this. Okay, so time is up. Let's see if how many of you are able to solve. Please put in chat if you are able to solve. It's okay if you're not able to. We'll solve now. Okay, so this was based on arrangements. We did first slide for arrangements only, and this is also similar to the question that was there in the sample paper. So it says that 6 friends, Arun, Bhairav, Charan, Dilip, Imran and Fred, are seated in a row facing the north. Okay, remember checking where they are facing. We are given they are facing the north. Okay, now we are given clues. So we have 6 chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We are said that Arun sits to the left of Dilip. This statement is very important for you to understand. It says that Arun sits to the left of Dilip. Now there is a difference between sitting to the left and sitting to the immediate left. Now these two statements are very important, specifically if you are doing a arrangement set. First statement says that sitting to the left. It is not necessarily saying sitting to the immediate left. So if I am saying A is to the left of B, so A can be anywhere to the left of B. It can be first left, second left, third left. But second one saying sitting to the immediate left, it means A is immediate left of B. There is nothing in between. They are together. But in first one, there is a possibility that there is some gap in between. It's just A is to the left of B, not right of B. A is to the left of B and there can be some gap. But in second one, when we are saying immediate left, it means there is no gap in between them. In our question, it says that Arun is to the left of Dilip. So Arun is somewhere to the left of Dilip and not necessarily exactly immediate left. Okay. Bhairav is the only neighbor of Arun. This is very important. Bhairav is the only neighbor of Arun. Arun do not have any other neighbor. So any person who is sitting at the middle points will have two neighbors, one to the left and one to the right. But one person, the person who are sitting at the extreme ends, only these two persons will have only one neighbor. The person who is sitting here will have only one neighbor to the right, and thus this person will have only one neighbor sitting to the left. So there are only these two seats sitting at the corner places where there is only one neighbor. Other than that, in the middle middle four seats, every pair will have two neighbors. But Arun has only one pair. It means that Arun is sitting either here or here. But we have said that Arun is left of Dilip. If Arun is here, then it means that there is no one to the right of Arun. But we know that Dilip is to the right of Arun. It means that Arun is sitting at this left extreme. And because Bhairav is the only neighbor of Arun, it means that Bhairav is sitting immediate to the right of Arun. We have got these two informations. Okay. Now it says that Fred sits to the immediate left of Charan. Immediate left. It means there is no gap. So Fred sits to the immediate left of Charan. Fred, Charan. And they are sitting together. There is no gap. Both Charan and Edwards are neighbor of Dilip. Okay. Charan and Edwards are neighbors of Dilip. And it means that Dilip has to be between. There has to be Charan at one neighbor and Edward at the another neighbor. We know that Charan is here. Dilip cannot be here, so Dilip has to be on the other side. So we have Dilip, and then we have one more person, that is Edward. This way we make this arrangement, that Fred, Charan, Dilip and Edward. These are the four arrangements. Dilip, there are two neighbors of Dilip, that is Charan and Edward, and Fred is immediate left of Charan. Yeah, and we already know Arun and Bhairav are sitting at the first and second position. So Arun and Bhairav. So this is the complete arrangement. First, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. Let's see what is asked. We are asked how many persons are sitting between Bhairav and Edward. Bhairav is here, Edward is here. So we have 1, 2 and 3. 3 people are sitting between Bhairav and Edward. So answer has to be option D. This is one of the kind of arrangement that was similarly asked in your sample paper. I would say that if you appear for the sample paper, mock test based on sample paper, that is mock test 6 and mock test 7, be ready to face a similar kind of arrangement. We have tested a similar and same difficulty level. I hope that you would be able to solve that. Let me see if you have any doubt here. Shreya D, yes. Purplish D, correct. It's 3 cause of conditions. Yeah, I finished with 30 seconds to go. How long did you take all? 31 seconds. Good one. Okay, we'll do the next question. Good job guys, good one. So this is based on Venn diagram. Let's see how many you able to do it. Again guys, I would say that we have very good number of people who are watching live. I would ask you all to please like this stream. Okay. So this question says that in a government survey, it was found that 50 people preferred only vaccine A, 75 people preferred only vaccine B, and no person preferred vaccine C. So we are given three attributes. The three attributes are vaccine A, vaccine B, and vaccine C. We have three attributes, so we'll make three-set Venn diagram. So the Venn diagram is this. So this is for vaccine A, this is for vaccine B, this is for vaccine C, and there will be none also. There could be some people who prefer none of the vaccines. Okay, so we have 50 people preferred only vaccine A, which is this part. We have 75 people who preferred only vaccine B, 75 here, and we have no person who preferred only vaccine C, so this part. So the people who prefer only one vaccine is done. Now also a total of 150 people preferred at least two vaccine. At least two vaccine refers to, we did this, at least two vaccines. This is equal to exactly two vaccines plus exactly all three vaccines. And this is given as how much? 150. So there are 150 people who prefer at least two vaccines. At least two means exactly two vaccines and exactly three vaccines. Exactly two means this, this, and this. And exactly three means this. It means that the sum of all these four figures has to be equal to 150. So then what is the sum of the whole figures? That number, the total number of people who prefer any of the vaccine. That is 50 plus 75 plus this is 0, no value. Then all these four areas refer to 150 plus 150. If we add up, this will be 275. So there are 275 people who prefer at least one vaccine. Okay. Now we have said that if the total population of the surveyed was 500, they surveyed 500 people, but out of them only 275 people prefer any of the vaccine. It means that the remaining people did not prefer any of the vaccine. How many people are the remaining ones? We will subtract. 500 was the total minus 275. This will be 225. Let's see what is asked. What percentage of the people did not prefer any of the vaccine? We know that 225 people did not prefer any of the vaccine, and we need to find the percentage. Percentage is dividing with total. Total we know 500 people were there into 100. We can cancel this. If we divide this, this will be 5, 4 and 1. Sorry, 5. So there are 45% people did not prefer any of the vaccine. So the answer has to be option D. You see that you just understand the Venn diagram, put the values, and you can find out the answer. Let's see if anyone has any doubt. So we'll move on to the next question. Yeah, D. Many people answered. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. Yeah. Solve this. It's okay, man. Yeah, just make sure that you don't repeat the same mistake in exam. It will be it will have very high cost. Okay, I hope that you are able to answer this, because discussion was mostly we did a similar kind of question when we were doing the presentation. Let me see if how many people are able to answer. It's okay, you can answer. We'll be continuing. Okay, so we have the word cab, CAB, and it is coded as 25. So we have cab and it is coded as 25. Then we have the word mat. It is coded as 1089. Mat. Okay. Now if you notice, the first thing that we were doing a similar kind of question, that there is no other way to go to a code from alphabets. The only way is you write down their position. So cab is coming at third in the alphabets. A is coming at the first position and B is coming at second position. Similarly for mat, M comes at A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L and M. 13th position. A is coming at first position, T is coming at 20th position. Okay, let's add them because we have no other way. But if we notice one thing, 25 is a square. Okay, 1089 is also a square. 25 is a square of 5. 1089 is a square of 33. So we have got, okay, these things are these values are square. It's all observation. You are not doing anything extra, just observe the values. Now if you sum up, because we don't have any other way, either we multiply or sum. If we multiply, we get 6. We sum, then also we get 6. Here if we multiply, we get 260. If we sum, we get 34. Now let's find out the relation. 6 and 5, that is 6 minus 1 whole square. Then 260 and 33. It is very hard to find a relation between 260 and 33. But 34 and 33, we can find one relation, that is 34 minus 1 whole square. So basically, whatever the word is there, we find out their alphabets, we sum them up, minus 1 and its square. This is the relation we got. Then we have the word fin. Okay, so we have FIN. F is coming at 6th, I 9th, N 14. Okay, now let's sum up. Sum is 6, 14, 29, 29. But we are doing the square of minus 1. 34 minus 1, 6 minus 1, 5. So 29, we will doing the square of 29 minus 1. That is 28 square. And the square of 28 is 784. So the answer should be 784. So if you notice, we have not done anything. First thing, we know that whenever the number is there, whenever the alphabets are there and we have a code, first write down their position. The position can be from beginning as well as from the end. Let's say A is coming at the first position from the beginning, but from the end it will be coming at this 26th position also. So that can also be one of the case. Then we see, okay, if you can sum up, if you can multiply, if you can divide, subtract, what value you get and find the relation. So that is how you will finding the relation. Let me see if you have any doubt. B, many people answered B, correct one. Good guys. Okay, we'll move on to next question. Okay, blood relations. Let's see. Okay, I think this is by mistake. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, ignore this. Okay, so we have this is basically a kind of blood relations where there is a person called Ravi and he is looking at a photograph, and there is someone in the photograph and he is trying to make a relation. Okay, so pointing to a photograph, Ravi said. So let's say this is, we have Ravi and there is a photograph. There is some person in the photograph. Okay. Then Ravi said, looking at this photograph, that his father's, it means this is a male, and his father, okay, father's mother. So this is the father and her mother. His mother. Then father's mother will be what? Grandmother. Okay. Is my, Ravi saying, my father's wife. That this mother is Ravi's father's wife. Ravi's father's wife. Then this is the wife. So this will be the husband. and this husband is Ravi's father. So Ravi should be here. This is Ravi's father, this is Ravi's mother. So what is the relation between that male, that person, and Ravi? So there can be two possibilities. First possibility is that we know that Ravi can be that person's father, because there is one generation gap, or the Ravi can be his uncle. It can be possible that Ravi has a brother and that person is his brother's children, his brother's child. So there can be two possibilities. It can be his uncle, or he can be his father. So we can have many options here, hence the answer is more than one of the above. Again, that person's father's mother means that person's grandmother is Ravi's father's wife. Ravi's father's wife means Ravi's mother only. So it means that that person is the third generation, Ravi is of the second generation. Sorry, yeah, and this you can say first. So Ravi can be this person's father or as well uncle, because it is possible that Ravi has brother. Hence, the answer can be more than one of the above. This is one of the kind of questions that are asked in many such competitive exams, and there can be questions where the answers are multiple options. So you don't be restricted to one thing only. Look from the other angles also. See, can this also be possible? If you would have think, you would have directly marked the answer as father, but see, is it also possible that okay, no, the Ravi can also have a brother? That is also one of the possibility we are not given. Let me know if you have any doubt here. They can use the same person to point himself in the photo too. See, they can make, it is not a big deal, but usually that would not make a very good question. And in all good exams, the question quality is very good. So I think they would not generally ask. In this case, Ravi could be pointing to his own image. That can happen, no problem. They can make a relation. Here they say that Ravi is pointing. Here he could have said that my father's wife. He could have written that my grandfather's wife. Then he would have been grandson. Then he could have been himself or his sibling. That could also be possible. Yeah. Okay, we'll move on to next question. Okay, this is based on course of action. Let's see how many of you are able to do this. All right. Now, this is purely based on course of action. You are given a situation and you are given two statements or basically two course of actions, and you are need to you are asked basically which is a suitable course of action. Okay, so it says that Balaji Dhaba is a popular restaurant in its locality. Okay, tired of working alone. So earlier Bala was working alone. Now Bala hired a second chef last month. Okay, one of the regular customers left a negative review for the food prepared by the new chef. Okay, so there was a very good restaurant, renowned one in the locality, and then Bala was working alone there. Now he hired a chef. The chef got a negative rating. Now what should Bala do? Okay, so first ask the regular customer the reason for their negative review and get feedback. Now obviously when someone give you a negative rating, you ask what was the issue. If the issue was with food quality, if the issue was journal, if the issue was related to uh, ambience or any other thing, you ask. You cannot judge that it has to be related to new chef. So to get more information, you will ask. So asking the regular customer is a logical step until unless otherwise you will not get to know what was the issue. Okay. Second, collect reviews from other customers about the food being prepared by the new chef. It is also logical. When someone give you negative rating, you will also ask from other people if it is also the case with them also. Basically, if other customers are also facing there is any issue with the food prepared by new chef, or it is just because of one person, then you will get to know a very big data about how is the food that is prepared by the new chefs. So second course of action is very logical. Hence, both 1 and 2 follow because both the actions are logical. This is a similar. You will get a similar kind of question in your exam also, and I'm sure that there will be at least one question based on course of action. So I'll suggest you guys to to prepare a few more questions based on this. We have a question based on syllogism. Basically, you are given some statements and you are given some conclusions. Then you need to tell, okay, how many of these conclusions are valid based on this statement. This is not a kind of question that we did in the slides because it was not there in the sample paper, but it is a very popular kind of questions in other competitive exams. These questions are called syllogism. So that's why we have picked it up. So in case you see this as a surprise, you are not shocked and you get at least some familiarity with how to solve such kind of questions. Try to solve this and then we will answer the question. Okay. So yeah. So whenever you have such kind of questions that is syllogism based, you are given the statements, I would suggest you guys to make the cases for each statement that is given. For example, we have first statement, that is some hats are shirts. Okay, it means that there can be some overlap. So first case is, let's say this is hats and this is shirts. So some hats are shirts, which is common part. Okay. Second, all buttons are hats. So let's say this is hats, all the buttons are within this category. All the buttons are here. And then we have third case, that is all shirts are phones. All shirts are phones. So let's say these are phones. Within phones, all the shirts are there. Now let's see each conclusion one by one and see if that can be made or not. Some buttons are shirts. Buttons are here. All the buttons are hats. Buttons are, now yeah, all the buttons are hats. So, but some hats are shirts. It can be possible that some buttons with hats are shirts, and some buttons are, all the buttons are not shirt. This cannot be conclusively said that buttons had to have an overlap with shirts. It can be possible that all the buttons are here. Means there is no surety, and whenever we have no surety, we cannot conclude them. Second, some phones are buttons. We have phones. All the shirts are phones. Similarly, if all the shirts are phones, if shirt cannot be button, how can phone be buttons? Because in the previous one we said that buttons are shirts. Shirts are what? Phones. So phone cannot be also button. This is just scratch of this only. Third one, some hats are phones. Hats are here. Some hats are shirts, and all shirts are phones. So shirt can also be replaced with phones, because we know that shirt comes under phones only. If shirts are there, shirts can be replaced with phones. So some hats are phones, and we can easily conclude that, because in the first statement it is said that some hats are shirts. So some hats are phones, because shirts are nothing but phones only. That is mentioned here. Hence, we can conclude only statement 3, but we cannot conclude statement 1 and 2. This is a popular kind of syllogism, syllogism kind of questions that are asked. Then last, we will do the last question of the day. This question again based on arrangements. This is a circular arrangement. Previously we did a linear arrangement. This is the last question of the day, and I want all of you to please try to solve this question. Yeah, your time starts. Okay. Now we have said that 8 friends are seated around a circular table. Okay. So we'll make a circular table. Let's say this is the table. We have 8 friends here. Okay. It says that all of the friends are facing towards the center of the circle. Very important. Now Ravi and Tejveer are facing each other. So Ravi and Tejveer are facing each other. Let's say Ravi is here and Tejveer is here. When you are starting the set, specifically a circular arrangement, and there is nothing, and you are directly given 2 people are facing, then you can put them anywhere, and you can solve the other following set based on them only. So Ravi and Tejveer are facing each other. This is done. Kapil is seated between Chetan and Kamlesh. Kapil is seated between Chetan and Kamlesh, but we don't know where they are. So we have Chetan and Kamlesh. On the other hand, we have Kamlesh and Chetan. We don't know who is to the left and who is to the right. We know that only Kapil is in between them. So they can be in any order. Then we have Arav is seated between Shrikant and Maruti. So we have Arav in between. On the other hand, we have other two, because we again don't know who is sitting to the left and right. Or now, okay. So then, okay. So we are done till here. What is the further said? If Kamlesh is seated immediate right of Tejveer, we know that this is one pair and this is another pair of three people. We know one of the pair will come here and another pair will come here, but we don't know which pair will come where. We are told that if Kamlesh is seated immediate right of Tejveer, if Tejveer is here, his right will be here, and here who is sitting? Kamlesh, and we know that there is one person, Kamlesh, Kapil and Chetan, that is in one form. So Kamlesh, Kapil and Chetan, this will be the format. So this arrangement is done. Now we are left with this arrangement. In any of the format, we know that Arav will be sitting in between, that is here. But we don't know where other two persons will be sitting. So they can be in some order. So it can be Shrikant and Maruti here, or it will be reversed on the other side in any of the format. Okay. Now we are asked, find the Maruti's position with respect to Chetan. Chetan is here, but we don't know where is the position of Maruti. It can be here or here. We don't know. We are not given any information on that. That is why we cannot determine the answer. Whenever you have cases and you are not given any fixed information, you can always mark this. This question I specifically put so that you are sure that okay, you have made the correct arrangement and the answer can actually not be found. There are many cases where whenever students see this kind of question, they see no, definitely there is a fixed answer. But there can be questions where the answer cannot be found. So you have to be very confident about your solution. So yeah, this was the class, guys. We have done logical reasoning revision. We covered all the important types of questions. I hope that you guys like the class. I would suggest you guys to please share this with among your friends. If you have not liked the session, please like the sessions. I would again at the end suggest you guys to at least appear for the last 2 mocks that we have released. They are going to be very helpful for you. If you face any issue, you can join the WhatsApp group, you can ping there and the team will help you out with your doubts. With that, all the best, guys.